Hey Apex Agents, Mobius Y here with another video for Mass Effect Andromeda's multiplayer. Today's a weapon profile and we're looking at another Remnant-technology weapon like in the previous weapon profile. Today's video is about the Equalizer SMG. Now the Equalizer, like the scatter shot in the previous video, does not use conventional ammo. Instead, it has a cooldown mechanic where shooting the gun drops its charge from 100% and it will continue to go down until it hits 0. In order to recharge the magazine of the Equalizer, you have to stop shooting for a couple seconds and wait for it to get back up to 100% in order to completely refill the magazine. Now the Equalizer has a much bigger magazine than a scatter shot, so it does take quite a bit longer to recharge it back to 100%, especially if you completely empty the clip of the Equalizer. So it's important to try and get used to dropping the Equalizer down to about 10% or less, and then stop firing for a couple seconds so that you can get it back up to 100%. This helps you maintain maximum sustained damage output over the course of shooting multiple clips from the Equalizer, and is especially effective against high HP boss or sub-boss units. Another aspect of the Equalizer, like many other Remnant-technology weapons, is that it has a bonus damage against shields. This means that the gun can synergize quite nicely with a character that has innate shield stripping abilities due to having a power or several powers that do bonus damage against shields. The likes of Overload and Energy Drain are the first that come to mind, as they also have bonus damage against shields. This can help you strip shields on certain sub-bosses to make them much more vulnerable to various crowd control abilities, for example, freezing them solid or setting them on fire. In comparison to other pistol/SMGs or even other weapons, the Equalizer has very respectable accuracy, a good rate of fire, decent damage output, and is fairly lightweight, making it extremely versatile and capable of using on a massive variety of classes. Unfortunately, every weapon has its downside, and the Equalizer's is a fairly significant one in and of itself. The Equalizer SMG actually has a maximum range limit. It's not like many other weapons which are ineffective at range simply because they are so inaccurate. It actually is incapable of doing damage at longer ranges because the rounds terminate at a set maximum range. You'll find that enemies beyond about 30 to 40 meters from your position simply cannot be shot with your weapon. This can be completely mitigated by adopting a much more up-close and personal close-quarters combat playstyle with whatever character you are using. However, if you are the kind of person who much prefers to hang back, wait for enemies to come to you, and pick them off at greater ranges, the Equalizer is easily not a weapon for you. Another disadvantage that the Equalizer has, although not nearly as significant of one as previously mentioned, is that it is straight up outclassed by SMGs of a better quality. For example, the God tier Roserad and N7 Hurricane outclass it in terms of raw damage output. They might not be as accurate, but because they simply do more damage per bullet and have higher rates of fire, they are simply better at spitting out damage even in short bursts than the Equalizer SMG. Nevertheless, the sheer versatility of the Equalizer does not mean that it should be overlooked for any length of time. It can be used on just about any class. You can use it on more weapon-based characters that increase burst damage through the likes of Tactical Cloak, or even sustained damage with Turbocharge or Barricade, and even caster classes who don't necessarily rely very much on their weapon to dish out some damage can use something like the Equalizer. In fact, caster classes probably benefit more from the use of the Equalizer in that using this gun completely negates their need to visit an ammo box. You can even use the Equalizer on caster melee hybrids because it can equip the pistol melee mod in order to increase the melee damage that your character will do. Although for the most part, I do recommend simply sticking with the pistol barrel and pistol magazine capacity mods. Using these two mods gives the Equalizer respectable damage output as well as a really big magazine, allowing you to dump out a huge amount of bullets before you need to stop and wait for the gun itself to recharge. Now, even though the Equalizer is a rare grade weapon, meaning that it could be some time before newer players unlock it, it will be fully upgraded and you will start unlocking variant classes long before you fully upgrade and start unlocking variants of your ultra rare weapons. This means that your Equalizer will likely have near unmatched versatility out of all of your pistols and SMGs, and it is not uncommon for the Equalizer to become a staple in a lot of your character builds and see a lot of use shortly after you unlock it. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the Equalizer and what kind of characters you like to use it on, as well as your preference of variant that you'd like to use. This has been Mobius Y for Mass Effect Andromeda's multiplayer. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Good luck, Apex.